Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the KITZUR HILCHOS Shabbos, still in the laws of Boyer, and he says, Tivain v'sak shelte, a teapot and a tea bag. Ukemeichein asal ishtamish b'tevain v'tivain sheyesh b'seicha mesanenes. You cannot use a teapot that has a sieve in the spout. Imadai me'uravim b'mashkim ha'alim, if there are tea leaves that are mixed in together with the water. Because at the time that you're pouring the tea out of this teapot, so the teapot is filtering out the tea that is coming through the sieve that's by the spout. That's literally boirer. That's called separating. I'm separating the good from the bad because I'm leaving all the bad behind. If a person put tea leaves into the water of a teapot that has a sieve by the spout, you're not allowed to pour from the spout itself. Rather, you should pour the teapot from the side. Because like we mentioned previously about the cup of coffee, where there is the sediment and the like that's still in the cup. Sheyesh bo shmarim. When there's sediment there, you can pour out the clear part, the liquid of the coffee or the tea, until you get close to where the sediment is. And it has to be next to or close to the time that you're going to drink. Gam shara mashke, so too with any other liquids. And that's the same thing over here by the tea. So if you have a teapot that you manage to keep warm on the blech, on the hot plate on Shabbos, and now you want to serve it to yourself, but by pouring out of the spout, you're going to end up being over on the Isser Bayrer. So then you should pour it from the, I guess we'll call it the top of the teapot, and pour it out sideways over there, and that way you won't come to boirer. So too, besak shelte. What about a tea bag? You have to be very careful about the prohibition of boirer. The tea bag itself is considered to be a sieve, because the tea is on the inside, the bag is blocking it, and now whatever water and liquid is coming out of the tea bag, so you're separating the good from the bad. Therefore, on Shabbos, you're not allowed to remove a tea bag from the tea itself. You're literally doing boirer, because you are now taking out the tea bag, and you're separating the bad now from what you don't want, and the good is leaking out. So again, the only advice that I can give you, says the KITZUR HILCHOS Shabbos, is just pour out the tea from that cup while the bag is in it till you get close to the tea bag itself. Also, even to drink more tea from this cup, you can't do that. Because liquid that is mixed in with the tea bag is going to be removed from the tea bag, and that's mamish oisekan breira. You're doing breira, you're doing separation. Even if you're doing it at the time that you're eating, there's no blanket permissibility to remove the food, the good from the bad. Through a kli, through a vessel, you cannot do. And the tea bag is considered over here to be a kli, is to be a vessel, and therefore there's no way that you can get around it. Since that it's so easy by a case of making tea that you could transgress the prohibition of boirer, separating, it's better if before Shabbos begins, be'erev Shabbos afternoon, you should prepare tea. You don't want the tea to be mixed in anymore with the leaves. And then you're guaranteeing there won't be any chil Shabbos. So we call it in English tea essence. You make tea essence, you take a few tea bags, and you pour the boiling water into a cup of the tea bags, and you let the tea become part of the water there, and then you remove the leaves and you remove the tea bags as well, and then you have the tea, and then you're going to pour that later into your water. But he writes over here, we still have to get to the place of bishul, of cooking. When we get to cooking, we'll see exactly how you're going to pour the tea essence into the hot water. Will it be the hot water and then the tea essence and then the hot water? So hold on tight. We have to get to another major part of the malachas of Shabbos, and that is bishul, that is cooking. But in the meantime, this is how a person can make their tea without transgressing the prohibition of boirer, of separating the good from the bad or the bad from the good. All the best.